Imagine a small, isolated village far from the city. A village once bustling with the laughter of children, the sound of cowbells, and the glow of oil lamps in every home. But now, all that is gone. The houses lie empty, the streets silent, and only the wind whispers through the trees. This is the true story of a small village abandoned by its inhabitants, not by a natural disaster, nor by war, but by something far more sinister. In this video, we will uncover the mystery of this village buried in silence and hear the terrifying stories that leave no one wanting to return. This village existed in the early 19th century. Its residents lived simply, farming, raising livestock, and selling their produce to the nearby town. However, around the 1970s, the villagers slowly left the village one by one. There's no definitive explanation. Some say it was due to crop failure. Others say it was due to a mysterious disease outbreak. But historical records tell a story of a strange disturbance that haunted the village long before the residents left. It all started with stories from the villagers about strange noises at night. A woman's screams could be heard coming from the forest, but when they looked, no one was there. Then came stories of a black shadow crossing the village path. Some even claimed to hear a loud knock on their door in the middle of the night, but when they opened it, only a cold wind poured in. These disturbances became more frequent until many families felt they couldn't cope. Some families tried to cope. They believed the disturbances were merely hallucinations, or perhaps the work of a prankster. But as time went on, their experiences became more and more terrifying. One farmer described seeing a long-haired female figure standing in his cornfield at dawn, staring at him with glowing red eyes. A 7-year-old boy was found missing, leaving only footprints that stopped in the middle of the road, as if he had simply vanished. And a housewife claimed to have seen the shadow of a tall figure inside her own house, even though she was alone that night. According to the story, the terror peaked one night. Nearly all the villagers heard cries and screams coming from the forest. The sounds grew louder, as if they were getting closer to their homes. Some saw blue flames dancing in the trees, while others saw a large shadow hovering over the village. That night, Many families decided to abandon their homes without taking anything. They ran as far as they could, leaving the village behind forever. From that night on, the village was deserted. Since then, the village has been completely abandoned. Houses rot, windows are broken, roofs are crumbling. The streets are overgrown with weeds. But the stories don't end there. Several veteran urban explorers who have attempted to enter the village have reported strange occurrences. Their cameras suddenly breaking, their batteries running dry, and the sound of footsteps following them down the deserted streets. One group of ghost hunters even recorded a white shadow passing in front of their cameras, even though the village was completely deserted. Many myths have developed about this village. Some believe it's cursed because it was once the site of a black ritual. There are also stories of the spirits of the massacre victims seeking revenge. Some elders even forbid mentioning the village's name, believing that simply mentioning it would summon evil spirits. To this day, the village remains deserted, and no one dares to return to live there. To this day, the small village still stands, empty, swallowed by time. The walls of its houses bear silent witness to a mysterious, unsolved story. Is there really a curse, or is it just mass trauma passed down through generations? One thing is for sure: the silence of the village holds more stories than can be explained. And if one day you pass through a deserted forest path and find an old abandoned village, will you dare enter? Or will you turn around before it's too late?